What's up, Bears fans? Your boy Coach T with Chicago Bears 360. Back with another live show for you. Listen, do me a favor as you come in, run those likes up, hit the share, subscribe to the channel. Listen, Ryan Poles shocks the world, shocks at least 50% of Bears fans, Bears Nation. So much to talk about related to this subject. Of course, you know what I'm saying? Shocker to myself. Probably a few of you on the platform, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about that so much more. What does this mean? What does this mean for the Bears family, for Bears Nation? That and so much more. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Cue the intro, maestro. Let's go.
Life like chess, move to pieces, you know I roll in silence. On the road to them Benjis, I fill my teeth with diamonds. I'm high as fuck in the sky, you would've thought I'm pilot. I'm from Chicago, it get ugly, fill the streets with violence. Life like chess, move to pieces, you know I roll in silence.
Past, present, future. We bear down.
Welcome back, Bears Nation. Listen, we're going to get into it. So Ryan Poles pretty much shocks half the fan base, at least, in electing to trade Justin Fields to the Pittsburgh Steelers for a 6th-round pick that potentially goes for a 4th round, depending on Justin Fields' play time. I think if he plays 50% of the snaps in Pittsburgh, then we can recoup or move back up 4 spots for that pick. Immediately, I want your impressions on the trade in the chat. Did Ryan Poles do what he committed to do? Did he take care of and look out for Justin Fields in this trade, in the situation? Now, Courtney Cronin reported that there was potentially another suitor for the pick. And I think it was allegedly the Philadelphia Eagles that offered a trade pick. But, you know what I'm saying, maybe Justin Fields' camp got involved and they decided that the Pittsburgh route was probably a better route to go for them. But either way, did Ryan Poles do what he committed to do in taking care of Justin Fields? So much to talk about related to this pick. I want to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, we break it down. We have, you know, kind of a discussion about it, because definitely disappointed, definitely didn't see this coming. You know what I'm saying? You guys know the takes that I've had around the situation, what I thought would probably be the better approach to building this franchise out so we can position ourselves to win multiple Super Bowls, not just one. And, you know, it was a late night last night. I had to take my daughter to the airport. So I hung out in Spaces last night trying to, you know, just kind of stay up so I didn't miss that early flight, but had some conversations related to the topic and understanding that, you know, in my lifetime, I've seen a Super Bowl, right? I've seen a Super Bowl in my lifetime with Chicago Bears. So the perspective that I've always had is, you know what I'm saying, it's just not good enough for us to win one Super Bowl. I would like to have kind of a situation where we build a perennial powerhouse in this division and we return to multiple Super Bowls. And so the idea of building around Justin and trading back for a number of picks, I think now, you know, everybody has their perspective. Everybody has their own logic. But I think I still believe would have put us in position that if Justin didn't pan out, that we would have multiple 1st-round picks and could potentially take another player, a quarterback in the future that would allow us to be in position and still have picks, still have players, and return to the Super Bowl or be competitive for a Super Bowl year after year. Well, obviously, you know what I'm saying, Ryan Poles thought different. They thought enough of Caleb Williams, perhaps allegedly. We don't know if that's going to be the pick. I certainly am leaning towards that way, towards the majority, because of everything we've gone through as Bears fans already, the Civil War of sorts, quote, air quotes. That, you know what I'm saying, we go in that direction perhaps. And if they feel as strongly about Caleb Williams as 50%, now probably 60, 50% of our fan base does, that they go full steam ahead in setting the kid up for success, setting them up for success, and removing a lot of those question marks at the offensive line position. Really, that's where it boils down to. Go ahead and solidifying this defense and making sure that in the next 18 to 24 games that we are competitive, right? That he's competitive, that he turns out to be everything that we've desired as a Bears quarterback to put us in a position to win the Super Bowl, right? That's the whole thing, right? So I've never been down on Caleb Williams as an individual, as a person, right? None of the fingernail, he wears, dress, stuff like that. My takes remain the same. And that's still the foundation of which I'm going to manage my expectations from for this platform, right? And so I made that point and plenty of the conversations yesterday about the topic. I'm still concerned about the level of the amount, right? The time on task as a air raid kind of RPO style quarterback, and that translating to the NFL, right? And it still doesn't match what we have in terms of offensive staff. So there's going to be a learning curve there. So, probably where I miscalculated is not really seeing where they said, hey, this kid is talented enough that we believe he can come in and he can get it, right? But there's still work to be done. It's not like, hey, it's automatic, it's plug and play. You know what I'm saying? Having some conversations last night, and the perception is still that we're going to plug and play this kid. He's going to come in and throw up 300, 350-yard games right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? Game one, as if, you know what I'm saying, there is not a human factor to this. There's not a learning curve. That's the reality of the situation. Again, you don't come from college, you know what I'm saying, running air raid 75% of your pass plays and go to the NFL. And the other part about that is this also, there's a huge gap in communication of the language, really the calling of the plays that you have to do, the elongated play calls in that offense, right? Playing under center, getting your steps down, going through the play fakes, whereas an air raid offense is really fast break offense. You're in the gun all the time. There's so many little subtle nuances that are part of this learning curve. I still have concern for it, but the decision is the decision. So the next thing, how do I move on? How do we move on? It's about managing expectations for the fan base, right? So I'm accepting of it. I think Caleb, if he indeed turns out to be the pick, the arm talent, the quick release, all that stuff is undeniable, right? You can't deny that stuff, never will deniable. It's about managing our expectations, right? And really the most important thing is, what is going to be Shane Waldron's plan to ramp this kid up, to progressively overload this NFL style offense if he's the pick, right? What is going to be his plan to progressively overload this NFL style offense to the kid, right? To Caleb Williams. And I know how I would approach it. There's models out there that I feel like, you know what I'm saying, we can look to, or that are great examples on how to do it. I know Green Bay is our rival. I know, we try to kind of like dismiss anything they do and stuff like that because they are a rival. But I like the approach that Matt LaFleur took with Jordan Love. If Jordan Love, the way he started the season last year and the way he ended the season, they weren't, he wasn't the same quarterback. And I think he took the kind of like coaching philosophy, the coaching ism, if you will, of progressive overload. Here's my playbook. This is the whole playbook, but we're only giving you this small section of the playbook. And we're going to identify milestones throughout the season where we add a little bit more of the playbook throughout the season to make sure you develop properly, because we use the term all the time. We always say, well, this quarterback wasn't developed. That quarterback wasn't developed. Well, what does develop actually mean? Right. We had Nick Whalen on the show last Thursday, and Nick was talking about that a little bit. Right. We never quantify what develop actually means. And in this situation, develop in all NFL situation, development doesn't happen during the season, right? It's install. It's play design that's already been designed, but that's install. We're just, hey, this is the play. We're installing it. We don't have time to, develop per se, what I'm saying, your technique and all that other stuff. This is about install, and it's about progressive overload. So how much can I give you of this playbook? How much can you take really the past concepts and building a library of those past concepts versus a number of looks, all the different coverages you're going to see, making sure you're prepared for blitz adjustments. Pass protection adjustments. You understand the O-line calls. Like it's not without saying that we're going to get past the decision of, hey, what I'm saying, we chose to go with Caleb Williams. There's still work to be done. That's still a large task to get the kid ready and make sure he's going to be successful, right? So like I said, he's going to have to learn, the NFL pass calls. Whereas before, the take was, if we stood with Justin, right, Justin already knew the run game. He already knew the calls. There was a shorter path to get us to where we were trying to go. Well, you go from Justin already knowing the run game and having to learn the pass game to Caleb has to learn the complete offense, and he has to learn how to go through NFL progressions on a higher clip, and it's going to be demanded of him. Now, can he do it? Absolutely. He needs time on task. That's the biggest thing. He's going to need time on task. And again, the biggest thing is, what is the plan to put in place to make sure it's not too much too early? He's not, again, getting overwhelmed like Justin called out in his situation, because it's too much too early. That's a real thing. So just do right by the kid. You know what I'm saying? The biggest thing with the frustration I believe with a lot of Chicago Bears fans is we keep going through this carousel of quarterbacks, and the plan to progressive overload, like the true plan, the system one, is not in place. And then there's no plan to progressive overload and making sure we're doing all that we can to take care of the player, right? We have to learn from our mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Decision aside, right or wrong aside. That's not, what I'm saying, if that's the, what I'm saying, that's the basis of, the discussion and what you want to talk about, great. I'll give you that. What I'm saying? We'll take it, what I'm saying, because what I'm proud of, and I think I'll shift to that part about it. What I'm proud of in the coverage of this decision is still the approach to it. I'm never going to change my approach to how we do the show. The niche of the show is Chicago Bears football from a coach's perspective. So my only thing is to provide a perspective, and then what I think the outcome would be based off of, what I know about football, right? So still here, I have to go back to the 75% RPO air raid stuff and what you struggled with and how do we patch those holes. I think the biggest and the best way to patch those holes is, again, to make sure we get all of the pieces around you and make sure it's ideal, maybe not perfect, but ideal, and then have a definitive plan to develop, aka progressively overload the playbook. It's a lot. It's O-line calls, it's run game, pass game calls, blitz protections. It's calling out, you know what I'm saying, different coverages. It's a lot. It's not Madden, people. And so now we move to managing expectations and really flipping and defending, preparing, defending to defend and manage the expectations of Bears fans that probably going to put too much on the kid too fast, because the expectation is, well, you know what I'm saying, he was generational. I already got that one. They already hit me with that. Well, they said he was generational. He should be able to come in. No, I've never said that. I've never agreed with the label of generational. I agree with the talent, the raw talent, skills, the ability, or the projection, if you will, to have the skill set to be able to do it. Always said he needs more time on task, but I've never put generational on him. So the expectation that he comes in and lights up the league is not there. If he does, fine. But I'm not going to be disappointed if we come out and we run the ball 30 plus times a game and we keep them down to 20, 25 throws per game and we progressively overload. And then the ideal is to get towards the end of the season, maybe the last 3 or 4 games, and we start asking them to do more, right? We start taking some chances and saying, okay, instead of you managing the game per se, you go out and actually win the game for us. You actually go out there and put the team on your shoulders and carry the team and make sure, you know what I'm saying, that you're the reason why we're winning versus, you know what I'm saying, versus putting it on the backs or, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be. Let me know how y'all are feeling. I got to check on, you know what I'm saying, the fan base to make sure everybody's all right. Because listen, this is a real thing, right? We've gone back and forth over this for X amount of months. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had their various opinions. Obviously, I had strong opinions about what I think we should do. I still have strong opinions. I don't agree. Let me see. I still don't necessarily agree with the decision. I think you could have still easily went the other way, but I'm accepting of the decision. It's like you can't really complain about, you know what I'm saying, having a raw talent like Caleb Williams. Now, again, if that's the pick, and we're going to get into that in a minute, if that's the pick still, because it's so quirky right now. It feels like something is still a little bit off in this situation, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But you can't complain about, you know what I'm saying, and this is arguable, this is debatable, going from a C8 Corvette to you know what I'm saying, to another, you know what I'm saying, fast race car. Pick one. You know what I'm saying? You can't you know what I'm saying, you can't complain about having one set of raw talent skills that had potential to get you over, you know, to get you over the hump to another. And I think that's the part that Bears fans will grieve the most about the Justin Fields situation. One, the definite unfairness in the situation that this franchise put the kid in, and not putting pieces around him early, drafting the kid, firing the head coach and the GM, and then putting probably the worst situation in terms of an offensive play caller around him or with him, and not allowing somebody to, again, that's what I pointed out last night. The whole development, Luke Getsy's approach to progressive overload versus what I feel like should happen with Caleb. That's the thing that I rest my hat on. And also I'm looking at Matt Eberflus with the side eye too, because you hired that guy. I'm not really putting the moving on, the decision to have to move on Ryan Poles. I think if we would have had a good coordinator from the jump, we would have known and been able to see what we truly had in Justin Fields, and we would have never been put in that position. So I saw somebody say this too. Matt Eberflus is on the hot seat, and I think that's fair. I think that's definitely fair because, you know, we going back and forth in the decision and you know, like I said, Civil War, Justin versus Caleb and all this other stuff. But if we really diagnose the situation in root cause analysis, if you will, we're not really this. We are not really in this place if Matt gets that coordinator hire right. If we get the defensive coordinator right, you know what I'm saying? Since we in the business of assessing blame, let's put the blame where it squarely belongs, right? So, and it's fair to go into this next season with, hey, if Caleb has everything he needs, you know what I'm saying? We got the talent. Yeah, he's coming in as a rookie. We're definitely not going to blame him if things don't go right. It should be squarely, the focus should be on Matt Eberflus in this second, you know what I'm saying, iteration of hires of coordinators, right? The decision to hire a different group of coordinators and, you know what I'm saying, your ability to identify coaching talent, right? So that I think that's going to be fair in assessing who to blame if things don't go right. I still don't necessarily think that it skips straight to Ryan Poles in the blame game of this situation. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about that in the chat. I'm going to be rambling for a bit because it's Sunday, man. It's Sunday rant day. Again, about the emotions of the decision, it took me I didn't get a whole lot of sleep because, you know, a 4:30 a.m. showtime for a 6:30 flight is crazy. And not going to sleep was my only option because we can't miss those flights. But still processing the decision. Like I don't want to take it lightly from either side. Yeah, I did my circle of rounds, congratulatory rounds to, you know what I'm saying, all the Caleb stands on Bears X last night and showed them some love. Like, hey, yeah, we're here. We're moving on. It's time to flip the switch, so to speak, of beginning to accept the reality of the Chicago Bears as is. And, you know what I'm saying, showing them that, one, I'm not ducking no smoke. First of all, I'm a man about mine. I'm going to show up either way. I'll come see you in person. But letting them know, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm with you. Like, hey, you got your guy excited. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get on the train. But also, we have to recognize that for a lot of people, this is going to hit different than just, hey, let's just flip the switch and move on. We got Caleb now. Time to just come together. No, I feel like for a lot of people, it's fair. You know what I'm saying? They're going to probably go through people take this stuff, you know, different people take this stuff at varying degrees of seriousness, right? So some people really going to deal with some stages of grief as it comes to moving on from Justin Fields because he meant so much to them individually and to the city. You don't remove, quote unquote, an icon for the city like that, especially somebody that gave their all, put the effort in, was a model citizen for the community, for young people, and so on and so forth. You don't just you know, drop it like that, change out all the marquees, and you know what I'm saying, and we're just on to the next person, right? I don't think that's very good soft skills, to be honest with you, right? To do that. Now you may have processed and you have moved on months ago, weeks ago, whatever have you, but you know what I'm saying? I think it's fair to allow, you know, different ones, different people. And I'm thinking about right now, I'm really thinking about like young people, you know what I'm saying? There was a little kid that had a whole Justin Fields outfit on at the autograph signing. Like, you know what I'm saying? While we get into our adult spaces and you know what I'm saying? We throw arrows and darts back and forth. You know what I'm saying? You got to take in consideration that some dad has to wake up and explain to little Johnny today, you know, in grown up terms, why the Chicago Bears failed Justin Fields. Like, that's a real thing. And then there's some grown kids that we've seen, we're gonna have to witness that they're gonna have to go through their grieving process as well. So I think that's fair to talk about. That's fair to have a conversation. And you know what I'm saying, depending on who you are as an individual, your individual character, right, and how you want to be remembered, labeled in this situation, you probably don't care. But it depends on how you want to handle the situation yourself, it may or may not matter. I'm not going to tell you how to handle your business, how to conduct your business. I'm going to tell you what I value. If you don't value the same, you know what I'm saying? Like, who gives a shit? I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. And I think shifting gears a little bit, I think for me, there's if I had to introspect myself for a second, for this whole situation, I'm proud of the approach. Again, how we chose to cover the situation, how we chose to analyze the situation. Chicago Bears 360. I'm proud of, you know what I'm saying, how we protected, you know what I'm saying, certain individuals, you know, their demographic, you know what I'm saying. I'm proud of how we stood up for what I thought was right, you know what I'm saying, as pertaining to Justin Fields when things got really out of bounds and people start throwing tropes and microaggressions, you know what I'm saying, diagnosing his character, and you know what I'm saying, really start getting out of bounds and out of lines at the, you know what I'm saying. We got to think about what really happened. This shit can't be like, oh, we just gonna drop everything, flip a switch, and move on. We gotta be. Let's talk about reality. People really came after the dude with, you know what I'm saying, racial tropes and stuff like that during the Bajent, nasty, very nasty Bajent times of this situation, like, and microaggressions. And those to me are the worst, way worse than, you know what I'm saying, blatant racism to me, because you still have to figure out, you know what I'm saying, is this person doing that or not? You know what I'm saying? Are they, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like passive aggressive racism, so to speak. So I'm proud of how we stood up for what I thought was right in those situations, whether you agree or not. You know what I'm saying? It's that's the beauty of DIY media. It's my platform. So, you know what I'm saying, I get to be authentically myself, no matter, you know what I'm saying, what the circumstances of the situation is. And thank God for YouTube allowing for that space to be able to speak freely on subjects of the sort. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the approach. Like I said, I'm proud of standing up for those situations. Did I have moments? Absolutely. I had moments where, you know what I'm saying, because if you were at war every day, you're on Twitter X every day, you're on YouTube every day, you are the face of a platform every day. Y'all don't see the comments. Y'all don't see the insults. Y'all don't see none of that stuff. You're gonna have human moments, and you're gonna come on here and rant. You're gonna, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna have your days where you snap and go off too. So not so much proud of, did I do anything that I'm like crazy not proud of? No, absolutely not. I don't think I had one of those moments. But I will say this because this was going to be my majority rant today. If things hadn't changed, if we were still in the middle of this civil war, I found out probably the biggest thing for me is, and I'm gonna say this last part, I'm gonna stop talking about myself because I want to get on and take care of the task at hand. I found out who people really are in this media game. And we're all considered media because we cover the Bears, right? You know, there's obviously a separation between traditional, in the eyes of the fans, there's a separation. For some, it's not. If you grew up with YouTube and stuff like that, you know, a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, younger people don't see the separation or the divide between DIY media and traditional media, or the big networks or the small networks and all this other stuff. They just see media. Everything's legitimate to them. But for somebody like me, you know what I'm saying, there's like a divider, a mental divider. But you know, I got a chance to see who people are in this media game. And here's the rant that would have happened, right? And it's not going to be so much of a rant as much as a statement. I'll say it like this. I would do my best, because it's a personal pet peeve of mine. I would do my best as to not tell any of the fans, Caleb, or Justin fans that was involved in this civil war, so to speak, how to feel right about the situation, right? Not how to feel about it. You know what I'm saying? The whole premise of the platform is to provide a logical thought process and get you from A to Z with some sort of logic and to remove the emotions for it. But I stopped short of forcing you on how to feel, right? If you feel a certain type of way, then I'm not trying to deal with that. And that was probably the most offensive part of this whole situation to me in certain platforms. And I'm thinking of a certain individual that I don't know if I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say the name. But you know, when you're making statements about, you know what I'm saying, comparing our fan base to other fan bases, and trying to manipulate the minds of the fan base into thinking like you as if we're inadequate, we're uneducated, we're less than because we don't think like you. That's textbook definition gaslighting. And that's a personal pet peeve of mine. If you have a thought process, if I have a thought process and you don't agree with it, and I default to making you feel like something is wrong with you because you don't think like me, you can Google it. That's classic. That's textbook gaslighting. Um, and then to double down on that, and this is you know, if whether this gets back to the individual, the person, I don't give a shit because I don't have respect for the individual anyway. Um, because of this, this is not grown man behavior to me. Um, if you insult entire portion of the fan base because they don't think like you, and when I'm talking about an entire portion of the fan base, I'm talking about Twitter, X, and you say things like, and I started to clip it up but I didn't want to be accused of using the platform for clout because I need clout, right? But if you insult an entire portion of the fan base, namely X or Twitter, and call them a cesspool, and that's nothing wrong with that. Everybody would agree X and Twitter can be a little bit rowdy, right? It could be a little bit ghetto, quote unquote, at times. Nothing wrong with ghetto if that's your flavor of the month, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I love people from the ghetto as well as the people in the, you know what I'm saying, in the bourgeois-esque community and stuff like that. I love the whole spectrum of people. There's value in all of it. But to insult a whole a sector of the fan base and call X and Twitter a cesspool and double down on making the fan base feel like less than, and really the part that annoys me the most is coming off as better than the people that's there. You know what I'm saying? We got kids, we got young teenagers on there, we got young kids on there, we got young 20s, 30s, 40s, 50-year-olds on there. We got people from different varying age ranges, generations on there. And I don't like the we're better than you. I don't like the we're better than you energy, right? And that's something we feel from a media perspective too. You know what I'm saying? You're coming off as if, well, we're here, you're there. Now, I don't know if that's number of followers. I don't know if that's media credentials, because I know Bears DIY media people that's in the beat room. They're DIY media. So what are you saying? You know what I'm saying? Herb Howard reports for the bigs. The bigs is not one of the traditional 4 big media outlets. You know what I'm saying? Sean Sierra reports for Sports Zone Chicago. He has media credentials. So coming off as you're better than, I don't dig that. I don't respect it. That part to me was low. That part was dirty. You know what I'm saying? Just like the part of going after Caleb's personal character, going after the nail polish, going after the he wears dresses, going after the, You know what I'm saying? Going after Justin's uh uh what is the his epilepsy. Like, you got to have some kind of boundaries. You got to have some kind of morals and standards. So I don't respect it. And from a media person perspective and man to man, and guess what? If I see you face to face, I will tell you I don't respect it. I don't those type of people I don't rock with. So that part I got to get off your chest. You may have things about me throughout this process you didn't respect about it. Listen, if it's valid, I will listen to it. If it's valid, I'll listen to it. But I'm not a garbage can. You just not gonna come and dump off on me like, you know what I'm saying? If you don't like my personality, that's your problem. That's a personality thing. That's a difference between personality and character. And I also say this before I move on. I ask this next question. You know what I'm saying? I'll say this too, because I've heard this part too. Well, coach, you're arrogant, you're cocky. You know what I'm saying? And this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times people mistake your confidence for arrogance or cocky. There's a great poem by the author Marianne Williamson that says, you know what I'm saying? Like, who are you to dim your light? You know what I'm saying? To appease the insecurities of other. You know what I'm saying? I'm a black man in America. I've been told my whole life what I can't do. You know what I'm saying? I'm told my whole life what I'm not worthy. I can't do this. So in these media spaces, you come in and a lot of times it's not spoken, but people still act like that, right? You're just, I've been told, not just because I'm a black man, I've been told because, oh, you're just a high school coach. People try to dismiss, disrespect, you know what I'm saying, discredit you all the time. And the only response to that is, guess what? You're going to get this ultra bravado. So I'm going to lean into it more and I'm going to make you feel me because you constantly trying to tell me what I can't do. So if you want to know where it comes from that. So it's going to always be that way because I'm always having to prove people wrong because, you know what I'm saying, you show them something. And I've seen it. I've seen it on social media space. I've seen it in Bears community. Oh, I'm gonna call. Ooh, I almost said something. Somebody else can show somebody the same clip, you know what I'm saying, that I do, and that person is like, "Oh my God, that was great!" Blah 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 blah. And you show the same clip, and they like, "All right, cool, whatever." But you just a high school coach. So guess what? You created the monster. You created the monster. So no, I'm gonna lean into it, but I'm gonna call that out. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I'm going to continue to be myself. I'm going to continue to stand on my takes and we're going to move forward that way. But I've learned a lot of people, individuals like I said, in the media game that I rock with, I don't rock with, you know what I'm saying? And I don't have a problem saying it out loud. Now, that's my rant. That's the Sunday rant for you. I hope if it means something to you, you like it, you don't, I don't give a F. Anyway, this is what we're gonna do because I'm gonna take my lumps on this take though in a fun way because y'all know I like to have fun on the show. So I know we have detractors in the chat, and this is all family right here. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, we don't have people just showing up just because they on the I told you so tour. If you are, I want to hear from you. But here's the boundaries. Here's the stipulations. If you want me to address, you know what I'm saying, your roast or to take you here to get your shots off, I don't mind. But you're gonna have to do it in the super chat. You're gonna have to do the super chat. I'm not getting anything out of this. Excuse me. Breakfast coming back up at me. I'm not getting anything out of this. So you want to get your rounds off, get them in the super chat, get them ready. Of course, you know what I'm saying? I got Drunk Uncle coming up. Y'all know who getting that award for the day. We're going to have fun with it. It's all that other stuff. And we're going to move on. So get that ready. Get your questions ready. Get them super chats in ready because I want to get your roast to me for supporting Justin Fields and the take and all that other stuff. Get them ready, but at least put $1 in the super chat to get your chat up. And don't cheap out on me. You know what I'm saying? If you got it, you break it. You break bread. Anyway, the question that somebody posed yesterday, and I want to not assume. I I want to address it. I have my feeling about it, but I really want to address it with the chat, with the group. This Sunday, this rant Sunday, this just, you know what I'm saying, monologue Sunday. By the way, we got Greg Gabriel on the show on Thursday coming up. I don't know what we're doing Tuesday. Maybe more ranting. I don't know. And by the way, I want to add this to it. I you know, well, some of the networks, I'm not gonna lie, I don't fuck with them anyway. That's just I'm just gonna put it out there. I thought a group flashed across my face when I said that. Just I've never fucked with them. So I had to say that. Who's next? Who's next? Is it fair to have a conversation? And I'm not trying to start no shit. I'm rolling with Caleb on this one, right? But I have to say that I've said, along with Keep Justin, I've said this whole time, this is consistent with what I've said. Jaden Daniels is the most NFL ready of the group. Is it fair to have a conversation about what we should do? I know it's too soon. Don't throw tomatoes at me. If you want to roast that conversation as well, super chat. I'm only looking for super chats. Is it fair to have a conversation as to who's next for the Chicago Bears at quarterback? Or are we all in on Caleb Williams? I've said Jaden Daniels is the most NFL ready. We discussed this last night. And I still think Jaden is the most NFL ready. But am I ready? Here's the thing. Here's the human side of me. I'm ready to defy logic in this situation only for this fan base. I think we're tired. We're worn out. We're a little bit beat down from the debates every day. And I just don't want a second battle for the fan base. You know what I'm saying? For another month. Do I really believe just Jaden is the most NFL ready of this group that you're seeing on the screen? Yes. Would I be upset if the Bears selected Jaden Daniels with this offensive coordinator? Absolutely not. I would not. Me and Kerry Joseph had this conversation in Mobile, and I was expressing to him the reason why that I thought that Jaden right now was more NFL ready than Caleb Williams. The other players didn't even come up because y'all saw my breakdown on Drake May, and he does similarly. His offense, his background is similar to Caleb Williams, and he takes many more chances and risk in trying to. He trusts his arm. He has a cannon. So he trusts it a little bit too much, and he takes more chances and more risk than Caleb, but they come from a similar offensive background. He's not my QB2 in this situation. If I be honest with you, he'll probably be down towards the bottom portion of the first round going into the second round. Hot take. To be honest with you, I just didn't think that much of the kid on tape. But I would not be upset. I'm not pulling for this to happen for the fan base. I want us to be unified around a guy. So I'm defying logic or the X's and O's, right? Probably one of the rare times you will see me do it, right? I'm just not ready for debates. I'm not ready for explaining to y'all or breaking down the film and going through it and letting y'all see why going through your progressions and why God plays in the NFL style offensive and why he won the SEC, won the Heisman in the SEC against better competition. And y'all coming back with, well, he had better talent. You know what I'm saying? And saying, okay, great. He's proven that he can do it with the right talent. Obviously, that's what the team wants to do. Put talent around him. You're not going to bring him into the league and not put anything around him. So did he show you he can do it? I'm not ready to have that discussion. Not ready to have that discussion. Will I be upset if we took Jaden Daniels? Absolutely not. After the whole, I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. After the whole Justin Fields situation, bro, nothing will surprise me. Nothing will surprise me. And you might say, oh, well, it was so obvious. It was obvious to you. It was obvious to you. It didn't make sense from a lot of angles, the decision. So yeah, I'm not ready to have that conversation. Do me a favor, run the likes up. Get it going up in the chat. Like, share, subscribe. If you watch this on the playback, love it, hate it, I don't care. Just hang out, man. Just hang out. You don't have to agree. I had this conversation with somebody, sidebar, by the way. I had this conversation, this debate with somebody in the comment section on X. And I asked, shout out to Greg Brax. He's going to be on the show the April the 4th to 5th. Greg's friends of the program. Me and Greg disagree on a lot, but agree on a lot too. I had this, when Greg was ranting on X, Twitter yesterday, the day before, I asked him the question. I said, who did y'all have on y'all's program that was pro Fields, right? Just ask the question because I don't watch CHGO. Dang, I called the network out. I don't watch the program. I just don't have time. So I said, who did you have on your program that was pro Fields? Somebody came back at me and said, who did you have on your program that was pro Caleb? And I was like, what? Obviously, you don't watch the program. Kenneth Davis on. Nick Whalen just went pro Caleb. I think Nick Mariano is pro Caleb. There was somebody else that was pro Caleb. Plus, we have a few hosts, few guests that's coming on that get to slam dunk me on the Caleb take because we've been going back and forth in the DMs. Harrison Graham from Bears Now will be on the program coming up here really soon, and a few other people. So yeah, I purposely invited people, and Clay Harbor had you know what I'm saying, said, hey, he thought we were going Caleb too. So I purposely had people on the show that was supportive of Caleb Williams. So what are we talking about? What are we really talking about? So yeah, so it's not obvious to me. What do you guys think? You know what I'm saying? Does this by default, once you get past the emotions and the disappointment, for those of you that have been Justin Fields folks, are you all in on Caleb Williams yet? Or is it with caveats? Yeah, is it with an asterisk that you will support him? Is it with an asterisk support? Put that in the comments, run it with the super chat so I can talk about it. Also, I got a secondary question to that. What is the timeline that you're giving Caleb Williams? If we do choose to go with Caleb Williams, what is the timeline realistically, right? What is the goal and what is the timeline? For me, it's Super Bowl or bust. You know what I'm saying? There's no, the goal has to be, the main thing has to be the main thing, right? And again, it's not related to generational. It's related to, hey, you gave up, in my opinion, a good quarterback to grab potentially a great quarterback. That was your evaluation. That was your estimation. You know what I'm saying? You know, you basically interrupted this locker room. And it's going to have to, the means is going to have to, the end is going to have to justify the means, right? If I said that saying correctly, right? All of it has to matter. So the goal has to be the Super Bowl. Has to be the Super Bowl. But what is the timeline realistically for that? It's definitely playoffs this year. No excuses. No excuses. You should have won 10 ball games or 11 ball games this year with Justin Fields. You should have. Those were eyes back on Matt Eberflus. Those were coaching decisions, Matt Eberflus and Luke Getsy. And then two, I'm going to say this too about Luke Getsy part of it too. Luke Getsy had a small case to make for the games that Matt decided to make decisions in the fourth. That probably knowing Luke's weaknesses probably put Luke in a position that he wasn't prepared for per se. You know what I'm saying? He didn't hang himself per se. You know what I'm saying? He didn't hang himself, but there are situations I felt like Coach Eberflus, he set the chair, he tied up the rope and set the chair for Luke to step into and he just kicked it away. There are situations that are connected to him where he should have known, like, all right, bro, I know you're not necessarily good at this, so I'm not going to go for it. I'm going to play it conservative in this situation because I know what the other side of the ball is. You know what I'm saying? Or he said, shit, I don't care. I'm finna make you look crazy. I don't know that part, but it could go either way realistically. So that part. But what is the realistic timeline? It has to be playoffs this year, in my opinion. Y'all let me know in the chat what you're thinking. It has to be playoffs this year to me. I don't think that's a compromisable conversation right there. I think it's fair because I think what a lot of people are going to try to do right now is they're going to start trying to move the goalposts in terms of, well, now I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be fair in saying who and when, saying when Caleb should be playing in a way that he's the reason we're winning games. I think it was Mark Potash that said that today. The simple evaluation. Mark Potash says this today, and I don't quote Mark Potash too often, but here's one that I like. He said the Bears quarterback evaluation in a nutshell. They can win a Super Bowl with Justin Fields. I like that. But they can win a Super Bowl because of Caleb Williams. That's the distinction. Will always tip the scales. I like that quote. They can win the Super Bowl with Justin Fields, but they can win a Super Bowl because of Caleb Williams. I would like to add to Mark's quote and say it has to be they can win multiple Super Bowls or put themselves in position to win multiple Super Bowls because of Caleb Williams. And it's fair to say they can win a Super Bowl. They can win a Super Bowl with Justin Fields. They can win multiple Super Bowls or put themselves in position to win multiple Super Bowls because of Caleb Williams. I'm not mad at that quote. If you are, I'm not going to tell you how to feel, but yeah, I'm not mad at that quote. I think that's fair. That's fair. Again, I don't do a whole lot of Mark Potash quotes or no offense. Sometimes those question Mark be asking at the pressers, bro. Shout out to Mark. Hopefully I'll see you spring training. See you a lot next seasons. But what do you think is the realistic timeline? Is it playoffs this year, Super Bowl by year 2? We're competing for a Super Bowl by a second year. I've put it for Caleb down to a number of games. Right? By the end of your first season, you should be the reason why we're winning games. Towards the end of your first season, my measuring stick is how Matt LaFleur progressed Jordan Love along. Yeah, he didn't have a year or years to sit and all that other stuff. But again, you remove Justin Fields. You chose not to bring a veteran in and have him sit a year. That's on you, Ryan Poles. That's not on the kid. That's on you. So the expectations will be the expectations. By the end of your first season, 18 games, week 14, 16, 17, and 18, I want you to be the reason why we're winning games. Lighting this fan base on fire. Turning this other 50% of the fan base in your favor. You go into season 2 of your second season, and you have another 4 to 6 games to completely take over the league. To be one of the dudes that Chicago Bears, we're discussing Chicago Bears on a national level week in, week out because you're that dude. That's the expectation. And by year 2, you've made a playoff run your first year, and by year 2, all the platforms are asking, why not us? Why can't Caleb be the reason? Why can't the Bears be part of the Super Bowl conversation. Why can't we be in the bet line in Vegas for the Super Bowl? I think that's fair. Let me know how you feel in the chat. Make sure you lace it with a super chat, so we'll really get to those first. It's a lot of y'all, so if nothing else, $1 in the super chat helps me identify, you know what I'm saying, who to go to first. I'm not going to everybody. I'm definitely not going to everybody, so y'all can insult me. You know what I'm saying, on Blue Ivy's internet for free. All right, let me know how y'all feel about that. We're chatting it up. All right. Should I slide to the DM section now? Am I ready to get roast now? All right, let's get this roast session on. Let's have roast coach. I know it's coming, so and then I'm gonna come back for the drunk uncle segment. Get myself drunk uncle. Y'all know how that go. I told y'all I'd do it. So let's slide to the DMs. Get them super chats ready. Also like, share, subscribe. Let's get it.
Did you get like some crazy DMs or what?
Very.
Surprises or no?
It's talking like blue check marks.
Yeah, like
people who be sliding, and I'm like, wow, y'all fuck with me like that.
Y'all rock with me like that. Thanks for hanging out. By the way, we eclipsed the 3,000 subscriber mark. We hit the 3,000 subscriber mark this weekend, and then of course maybe when Justin Fields was traded, some people decided to bow out, man, and go back. So we at like, let's see what it is now. See if some of y'all came in and decided y'all gonna push old coach over the ledge. Also, another announcement, big milestone moment, man. We are now on Apple Podcast. Chicago Bears 360 with Coach T, now on Apple Podcast. Spent my entire Saturday getting that function set up. Shout out to the team, man. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, the producer, my man Julius. Shout out to our creative director, J2K, that's probably in the chat holding it down for us, man. And yes, we are over 3,000 subscribers. That's due to you guys. Thanks to you guys. I don't take it lightly. We are a long content platform. I realize that YouTube algorithm does not love us. They do not like us, right? And by the way, I have some super chats from the last show I got to get to. I got to figure out how to get to those. Oh, they're on my desktop. So I owe two people super chats, and then I also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them refresh their super chats because we were ending the program, and coach got to get used to. I have to get used to doing the super chats because you know what I'm saying, the program, the platform is expanding. So I want to get to those super chats. I'm going to talk while this is going. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Arturo says, Coach, in regards to the offseason development, how does changing the footwork and mechanics play into the new staff? Arturo, and I owe Yada a super chat. Of course, Yada, I'm going, Yada just said, thanks, Coach. I appreciate you. And Arturo. So Arturo, he talked about how does the offseason development, he said, how does the offseason development play into the new staff? Well, we got to talk about the offseason development and the changing of the footwork and all that other stuff as it relates to the new presumed or assumed new quarterback. All of that. He gonna have to do all of that coming in. Really for Caleb Williams, and he's already began working on it. You saw some clips and videos of that in the soft season, working from under center and getting those steps down is very important. And I'll give you an example, right? I'll give you an example. Hopefully I didn't just blow something up on the production end. I'm gonna give you an example. I'll give you an example. In my offense, a lot of the run plays, most of the majority of the run plays, the quarterback opens up opposite of the run play, right? So unless it's a stretch, that's probably the one exception is stretch play, where you got to get out there fast, and the idea is just to hit the perimeter, hit the corner fast, snap the ball, get out there as soon as possible. You stretch the quarterback out, and get the ball to the running backs. But with the exception of that, the quarterback is open up opposite of the run play, and it's almost unnatural. I'm running the ball right, but the quarterback has to open up left. That's a small detail, right? And if you You know what I'm saying? That's the small something that if your mind not prepared for, you haven't done it before, you be getting it wrong. I don't know. This is this play. It's stretch play. Is it stretch play? I'm opening up play side. I'm opening up opposite of the play. Small stuff like that. Getting the steps down with coming off play action drop, getting your step down with the play action, understanding it's 5-step with a play action. Like you have to work on that. So that's just part of it, right? And the mechanics part of it is, you know what I'm saying, a different conversation as well. So shout out to Arturo on that. Shout out to Yada for supporting the channel through via the super chat live show as well. Yada, I also want to get one of your comments for this show. But shout out to Brian in the building, Yada in the building. I'm gonna get Yada up because he supported the channel last week on the super chat. Said, "Ooh, coach, what did I tell you? These GMs want their own guys." Hey, man, listen, can't knock the hustle, Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? If you want your own guys, I mean, that's the part of it too. I want to talk about that because I said it in Spaces yesterday. Listen, I'm a business guy, but I'm not an NFL business guy. And the politics, bro, you know, that's one of the annoying parts about football because, you know, yeah, you can, you know, Ryan Poles, you got rid of guy, man, because you wanted your own guy. You wanted to save your own butt. You want to extend your own opportunity or legacy out there. You want to stretch yourself out for it. Because really, let's be real about it. He buys himself another how many years with Caleb Williams? He buys himself at least another 2 to 3 years. He'll have an opportunity. I believe he'll have an opportunity to fire Matt Eberflus and hire another guy. And then after that, if he doesn't get it done, he's out of here. So I don't think the timeline on it is the same as a lot of other people think or platforms think, right? I think Ryan Poles, and rightfully so, he deserves the opportunity to fire his buddy and get one more head coach. A lot of people would disagree because of the Justin Fields change, but I'm just not a big fan of just firing people. Plus, this is the other thing. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I got a sensitivity around it because if Ryan Pace can get 7 years, 6, 7 years, I think Ryan Poles should get at least 5 because, you know what I'm saying, it's not good for the Bears' optics. The Bears already, as an organization, has a racial image problem that fans probably don't know about if you don't know the history of the organization. And I'm talking about the actual McCaskies. If you don't know their family history and the 12-year ban on black players and stuff like that, you got a black GM, you got a black CEO president. You can't be firing, you know, Ryan Poles in 3 or 4 years. It's not gonna look good. I'm just keeping it a buck with y'all. Y'all probably want to have them conversations, but guess what? You go hang out with Coach T, a black man, we gonna talk about it. We're gonna keep it a buck. We're gonna keep it a bean. So they can't just be out here willy-nilly. Oh, Ryan Poles, oh, you know what I'm saying? He not the guy. We're gonna give you 3 or 4 years. Now, if Ryan Pace got 6, 7 years, you better give Ryan Poles at least 4 or 5. On bro. Jay Sanders said, man. Hey, where them super chats at? Let me see him. He said, right, y'all said I'm 50-50 on much he took care of Justin. Bro. I'm gonna tell you what I like. I like the fact that he's going to and I'm probably not gonna talk about Justin a whole lot outside of today. But I like the fact that he's going to Mike Tomlin's camp and who Mike is. They're gonna be in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I asked this question yesterday too. Who gets to a Super Bowl first? The Steelers or the Bears? Forget the quarterbacks. Who gets to a Super Bowl first, or who gets to the playoffs first? Right? Who gets to the playoff first? The Bears or the Steelers? Who gets to a Super Bowl first? The Bears or the Steelers? I'm telling you, this situation might come back to bite us in our ass. I'm not gonna lie. And it might be some little bit of, you know what I'm saying, nice little, you know, poetic justice in this situation I hope that doesn't happen, but it would be the most Bears things ever. It would be the most Bears thing ever for the Pittsburgh Steelers with Justin Fields at quarterback to make a damn run. Y'all know they're going to be in the playoffs. There's a given. Don't even front. Mike Tomlin's gonna have you in the playoffs. So they're gonna get in the playoffs. They're gonna have more cracks at it. I hope I'm wrong because I want the Bears to win one. Red Sea said, Coach, I'm going against my own rules. You ain't had no damn super chat. What is going on? What do you think? I'm tired, y'all. That's why I'm cussing so much today. Forgive me, Lord. What do you think the odds we're picking Caleb over Daniels? Caleb honestly makes me nervous. Daniel makes me more sense. Seems to be a better fit. Man, Red, bro, why you want me to go there, man? See, I'm trying to bring the fan base together, man. I told you I would not be mad at it, man. I wouldn't be mad at it. It makes logical sense to me. It makes logical sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Nick talked about Jaden Daniels' accuracy issues from a ball placement, perfect ball placement perspective. That's the only flaw in the dude's game, and him being light. You can put on weight. That don't even have to be coached. All you gotta do is eat more and lift more, right? They said that about Lamar Jackson. He was light, and he needs to slide. He needs to get down, stop taking them hits. But I wouldn't be mad at it. I'm not finna pound the table for Jaden Daniels right now, not at this moment. Now, y'all piss me off, Caleb stands. Y'all piss me off just to be anti. I might do it. Just to be petty, I might start pounding the table for. See, this is. I gotta say this too, man. Because listen, I gotta say this because this annoyed me a little bit yesterday too. Y'all cousins out there on the internet, man. Never imply that Coach T does anything for clicks or for subscriptions. One is two reasons why that's disrespectful to me. One, I don't need this. People don't realize this. I don't need YouTube. I don't need to be a Bears content creator. I don't need it to survive. You know what I'm saying? My life is set. I'm already retired once. I'm going to retire a second time. I don't need to do anything for clicks, for money, for attention, for clout. This is work, bro. This is work. And then I pull other people into my passion project as a team. And this is work for our team. I have a guy, shout out J2K, man. He busts his ass to get these graphics and stuff clean for y'all, professional looking for y'all. I pull other people into my high. I don't have to do things for clicks. And by the way, I know the formula busts down YouTube. I probably can have about 20,000 subscribers. All I have to do is start making 15, 20-minute videos. You know what I'm saying? That focuses on one topic, bust it down real 15, 20-minute videos, breaking those down. And my subscriptions will probably go through the roof. But that's not what we choose to do. So, I'm saying it because somebody implied that I make these takes for clicks. No, bro. If I wanted to, bro, like if I wanted to rob YouTube, I could. I could rob it blind. And by the way, J2K, we might need to think about that just to get the numbers up. Cause I gotta start getting my team paid. That's the real deal. We gotta start thinking about some way to break these videos down. I have matter of fact, we'll talk about this offline. I do have a membership of a thing that will break these videos down. I just need somebody to execute on it. But yeah, that's not the motivation behind that, man. So anyway, I'm gonna get through this. Skeet Dog says, no, I don't think so. I really feel that they did Justin Fields wrong. That's just my opinions, man. Like you are very much entitled to that, Skeet Dog. My dad, by the way, man, shout out to my pops. He probably in the chat. I had to leave the house, man. I had to leave the house, get in my truck and call my pops. My pops turned 75 this year. Y'all seen him in the chat from here and there. He joins us from Facebook, man. And it was like the most heartbreaking news to break to my pops yesterday because my pops turned me on the Chicago Bears as a kid. We watched every game of the 84-85 season together. The season before, the season, and every since then, from the time I was 9 years old. My pop was so heartbroken by the Bears not giving Walter Payton the touchdown in the Super Bowl in the most disrespectful way that my dad didn't follow the team again until I actually started covering it. He refused to watch the Bears because you got to keep in mind, you know what I'm saying? My dad's a Gen Xer. My dad was born in 1949. My dad is from Mobile, Alabama. You know what I'm saying? There are certain sensitivities around how you treat our people that just not ever going to go over well. And not giving Walter Payton the face of the franchise, the workhorse of that team, at one time the NFL's rushing leader, arguably the greatest running back of all time. Not to give a lot of people don't even know that about this franchise. He did not get a Super Bowl touchdown in that Super Bowl. And my pops refused to follow the team until I came back. He was so excited about Justin Fields. So now the work becomes to convince him that, you know what I'm saying, it's worth it to hang out to support Caleb Williams. He is pissed. He is so pissed. So yeah, I don't think they did him right. And like I said, man, y'all, we gotta give fans from various age groups and demographics they time to groove, because it hits different for that little black kid in the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? That wants to be Justin Fields. I'm gonna say that it does. It just, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got shit else. I'm sorry. Going, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times. So I said what I said. I'm moving on. Jeff, shout out to Jeff, man. Big supporter. Shout out to Jeff. Always has something great to say. And chat says, it's playoffs or bust. If this guy is better than Justin, no excuses. Y'all don't be on my head, man, when I start caping and making I'm gonna call it making excuses. Y'all gonna whip my head for that. Nah, man, come on, man. Bust, playoffs or bust this year? Yes. Super Bowl, we gotta get a Super Bowl by year 2.5. I want to be in the Super Bowl by year 2.5, year 3. But I don't know, man. I just don't want us to go to the other extreme for it. Like, people really like hating Caleb, man. Like, I'm not with it, bro. I'm not saying Jeff is, but I just feel it coming. It's like, y'all know how it's gonna go. And watch some of these clowns that really go hard for Caleb. If he don't perform, y'all already know some of them will flip too, man. I am extremely tired right now. So if I say something crazy, just know it wasn't me. I don't like the timing of the trade. I think Poe should have traded sooner if he knew he was that part. Thanks for pointing that out, Brian Henderson. We got to admit that we got to put it in the lap of Ryan Poles, because that came out in the report that if Ryan Poles had better offers early on, he chose to hold out to try to smoke these teams out into better draft picks, better draft capital, and he lost. He has his bet on time and timing, and he lost. We got to put that in the lap of Ryan Poles, because at one point I'm told there was a second on the table for Justin Fields very early on. That was very early on. And if you missed on the second in the draft where we only have 4 picks, you missed on a second rounder. Yeah, you got to hold that L, buddy. You got to hold that L. You got to hold the L. Scott in the building. What did you put in the chat, Scott? Scott, you're going to have to tell me what that is, buddy. Hopefully not downloading the virus. No, I'm just messing with you. Shout out to Scott, hanging out with us all last night and X. You know what I'm saying? While we were going through our grieving process. Man, we had to come to the congregation last night, Scott, didn't we? Had to come to the front of the congregation to take our, you know what I'm saying? You know, we had to own up to it. It was all good, man. All right, cool. We get into it. I want to get to Scott's comments because he hung out with us so late last night. He said we don't know Poe's motivation, but that doesn't make our logic wrong. Yeah, no, listen. You have 1-2 choices in this media game, right? This is for me. You got 1 or 2 choices as a fan. You can be an emotional, or you can be a logic, right? I feel like this. If you are emotional, then You flow from emotions to emotions. I don't like that as a human being. That's crazy, dangerous work. But logic wise, if I can put a reason why, I understand why something happened, a loss, a win, a choice, it doesn't sting as bad. Even with this, right? Yeah, I'm upset about potentially losing the second, right? But I see Yada said these GMs want their own dude. All right. I see the logic in that. I see that logic in that. I might have missed the politics part of it. Um, I might have overlooked the politics. Somebody asked me that question on X Twitter. Said, "Coach, what did you miss?" One of my buddies from another channel said, "What did you think you missed in this thing?" I said, "Probably the politics, man. Probably the politics, because I don't play political games. That's not my forte." Mitch Osborne, I didn't get you a comment in here, I don't think, but no matter what, we got to rally around whoever set them up for the best success. We have to. We got to rally around them until we don't. It's Bears Twitter, it's Bears X, it's Bears Media. Y'all know it. It's all good until it ain't. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying the rally is good. Give him 18 to 26 games. After that, he's free game. I think week 1 performance, 3 interceptions and a loss. Certainly y'all know how we get about Packers losses. It's never gonna go well. I'm just gonna keep it a bean with you. Let's see. Did I get Jim? Here we go. CFC Candy supporter. He says, shout out Coach T. I think the key reason I disagree with your take about the Bears keeping Justin for the sake of continuity is because Justin's skill set didn't suit the system at all. I disagree, man. This new system, I disagree. Because Shane is gonna run the ball no matter what, and he's gonna set up the shots. He's gonna set up the shots via the play action. He mixes it in short game, because you will be a fool not to. Like you gotta attack the field in layers, in depth and width, right? So you run the ball to set up your shot plays. Your shot plays is the lowest percentage play in football. Anything over 15-yard pass, 20-yard pass, 15, 20-yard pass is considered a deep shot. The deeper the shot, the lower the completion percentage. What increases that percentage is play action, because with play action, you create more space and more separation for the receiver. So you can't go play action deep shot every play. You have to play the intermediate game. So you have to have all layers covered, depth wise, and you have to have the pass game in pass game layer from a width perspective. So from a linear perspective or width wise, that's where your short game and your quick hitches, your outs, your digs, not digs. I say digs as a short inside cut, and daggers the long one. But your slants, all that stuff, you still got to work all that stuff. And he can do all that stuff. He can. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get a chance to see it under Luke Getsy. I think sadly enough, Matt Nagy probably, and really his buddy that he had took over the offense for him. I'm seeing his face, not thinking the name right now, had him playing better. So I still disagree with you right there, respectfully. But I think we can get to it. I think we can get to some stuff. And it's irrelevant now anyway. You know what I'm saying? And watch this. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. The very thing that you're describing, the very thing that I'm describing, right? Especially the short, quick game. The only thing that I'm confident that Caleb can do in the short, quick game, intermediate game, the only thing I'm confident about that in this game is his arm. His arm may allow him to get away with some stuff. His quick release, it might allow him to get away with some stuff that maybe Justin couldn't get away with because of just the motion itself. But what scares me, this is just an honest take. What scares me about Caleb is he hasn't done it at a huge clip. When I say he hasn't done it at a huge clip, he hasn't done 1, 2, 3, ball out. 1, 2, 3, 4, ball out. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't, you know what I'm saying, done full reads. Like go watch the video breakdown for Jaden. Go watch the video breakdown for Caleb. It's RPO. It's a different system. You only have 1 or 2 options of choices in that offense. You know what I'm saying? This offense is going to require him to play grown man football. That's what makes me nervous about it, right? I don't want the kid to fail, but if he's struggling early on, I'm going to know why. And I'm going to be like, hey, guys, this is what's going on. Just be patient. We should start seeing progress by this week, right? And then hopefully be able to point out on film where the progress is happening. So, yeah. Jeff said, I want the smoke. Nope, I'm not giving you any help. No, I'm not giving you any grace. You better be good off the bat. Jay Grizz, first time seeing. I want to catch some of these people coming over from Chicago Bears Central too as well. Shout out to y'all. A lot of y'all came over in the first night. And if y'all don't know that in the chat, man, I had a impromptu ad hoc appearance on Chicago Bears Central. My boy over there, C. Hayes, Steve-O, the whole gang. I will be joining them. Actually, we're going to be simulcasting the Bears draft with Chicago Bears Central on at least 2 nights of the draft. So shout out to a lot of y'all that came over. I think Jay Grizz might have been one of the people. What rookie quarterback before C.J. Stroud stood out last year, came in from day one and led his team to the playoffs? Man, I can't. Burrow. I think Burrow was the last one. To be honest with you, Burrow came in. It might not have been year 1 even with Burrow. It might have been year 2, but either way, it is what it is. I'm trying to get some new names in here. Echo Bean in the hat. He's going to throw for 300 yards per game. He'll be learning from the Bears system from April 30th to mid-August. I don't care, bro. I don't care. That's not enough time to learn an NFL offense. It's not. April 30th to mid-August, because I'm going to break this down for you, right? You got one pass play. How many different coverages does that one pass play potentially could see in the course of an NFL season? Right? Probably about anywhere from 6 to 10 different coverages that one NFL pass play is going to see in an NFL season. Now, how many different pass plays do you think that's in the NFL playbook? The language, the motions, the shifts, the protections, the calls, right? He has to learn all that. It's not Madden. He just don't have to learn his job either. He has to learn his job. He has to learn how to call the play, the right steps, to adjust the protections. He has to learn the motions, the shifts, and he actually has to get to the play, call the play, understand what this one play looks like versus 10 to 12 different coverages. And that's one play. Now multiply, let's say 10 different coverages. Let's go in the middle. Let's go 7. One play, 7 different coverages. 1 times 7, and then you multiply that times however many plays offensive pass plays you're going to put in your playbook. If you do 20 times 7, that's 140 different variations of just 20 plays. And you say you're going to squeeze that April 30th to mid-August. It's not how football is played, to coach, my friend. I'm just keeping it a bean with you. All right. Flex Diggs says if he throws 300 yards once next season, unfortunately, that's the improvement over what we did. Justin is a good kid, but I wish him the best. Not a good quarterback. If he throws for over 300 yards, this is where I get irritated with y'all, bro. If he throws for over 300 yards, we're going to go crazy. I agree. People going to go crazy. Oh, you know what I'm saying? They're going to anoint him as Jesus in cleats. But we can't ignore that there was times where we couldn't provide consistency, but Justin had 4 touchdown games, and He didn't get the recognition and credit he deserved. Where if we would have had consistency around that, we had that's what people hung their hat on. If we had a good coordinator that came into the season that way and ended the season that way, you know what I'm saying, and knew what he was doing, you know what I'm saying, we could have had more of that. I think you guys are going to see. Arthur Smith fits Justin a little bit better system wise. I think Arthur's going to be on a scorched earth tour. I think you're going to see a lot better production out of him in Pittsburgh. We're going to see. We'll talk about it. If he lights up the league, if he gets opportunity to start lighting up the league, you know I'm coming back. You know we coming back with receipts. So, yeah, it's going to be petty. It's going to be real petty. Come on, man. I'm trying to get some new names in here. I got to get my guy R2 again. Shout out him for the super chat. Pose throws another curveball. Stay tuned. Listen, man, I'm telling you, bro, ain't no telling what what's gonna come with this situation. It's not gonna tell what he's gonna come out with. B Stokes, his new name. I didn't say. He said, I think Jace Daniels would be the best build to build around. I don't like Lincoln Riley's system QBs, and his personality doesn't seem like a leader. I won't comment on the personality part, but I'll comment on I don't like Lincoln Riley systems. I don't even like it for college football. I'm going to have, hopefully, I'm waiting on them to confirm. I'm going to have Coach Carl Reed on the show. Who's sending me messages? I'm going to have Coach Carl Reed on the show, who's a college football. Y'all probably recognize his face if y'all seen him. He's a college football guru, insider, and analyst that's on a lot of the national programs and platforms. And we're going to talk about the state of college football. I hate it. I hate it for the quarterback position. I hate it for football, period. I don't like how football is trending towards being played because of how college football is currently set up and formatted. A lot of air raid, RPO, technical quarterback play. I hate that. I hate the system as a mainstay, as a foundational. It's all hype, man. It's all hype. And these kids are coming in. They're coming in with amazing stats, but they can't go through a simple traditional progression as pro quarterbacks. It's crazy. And if I'm a quarterback, if my kid's a star quarterback, like the kid down here in Carrollton, Georgia, I forget his name. He's going to USC. If I'm his parents, I'm his dad. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way. I'm like, hey, we're going to LSU. We're going to a program. We're going to go into a program that got a star NFL system so you can develop. I'm not putting you, even if you go and you got to sit and you don't do as well as first, and you got to actually go through. The end game is their development, and we're not taking any shortcut. I hate how the game is going. It's just not, it sucks for me. Got to get my guy up here, creative director, J2K in the building, says maybe Poles and Pittsburgh had a deal arranged, but had to wait for Pitt to move on from Pickett. I don't know. Yeah, that's part of the factors too, right? But I think that second pick, Jay, and it'll come out probably in the next couple of days. That second that was offered to him earlier, I think that one was Philadelphia. I don't think it was Pittsburgh. Some people might have said it was Pittsburgh earlier. But I would like to know the time and all that. Like, did it happen before Russell Wilson, which I really doubt? Why would they go, you got a cheap guy right here, you got a guy on another field where I got to give up assets for? Which one? I'm choosing the cheap guy. You know what I'm saying? That cheap guy that probably has about 2 or 3 years worth of good play on it. By the way, man, let's go and argue this out in the chat too. How do you think? Now, I know this is going to get toxic a little bit. Do you think Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, do you think they'll have a true quarterback competition, or is it Russell's job? The second part of that conversation is, who ends up being the quarterback in Pittsburgh? who ends up being the quarterback in Pittsburgh. I think Mike Tomlin is in a great situation right now. And it really is resetting. Y'all better keep an eye on this situation right now when I think about it. It's really resetting the careers of both of these guys. I really think the best thing for Justin is to let Russell play. Let Russell play and do a season and learn this offense while watching for a year. Do what they should have did in Chicago. Do what they should have did if we would have had the luxury to do in Chicago. Watch Russell play for a year and then let Pittsburgh evaluate his development in this offseason throughout the year and decide going into year 2, is he ready to take over? Because if they do that, it's going to be a problem. I really believe it's going to be a problem. And I believe Bears fans, I believe Ryan Poles, I believe anybody that didn't support Justin Fields is going to regret that. If they give Russell a year and then let Justin take over after a year. Reset, basically redoing what should have been done in the first place. That's going to be a problem. I'm willing to stick on that. I got to get y'all out of here, man. Nick riding in the building. What up? Bear down, buddy. Bear down, buddy. Like I said, man, thanks for hanging out. My guy, Justin Lee. Oh, ugly boy. Justin, why you always look like you drunk, bro? Huh? Why you always look like drunk? You drunk and light skinned at the same time. That's my guy, man. He's one of my favorite people on Bears X Twitter. Man, I gotta get through this. I gotta go drown my sorrows in a box of pops. Today is Cereal Sunday. What up, Live? Man, you gotta send me the enunciation part of your name. Said this org told me they think he is generational. Hey, man, I want to see some generational results. But again, we still going to break it down, man. We're going to talk about it. I can't wait. This is the suckiest part of the season for me. I'm not going to lie. I hate this part of the season. I hate the off-season because it's all conjecture. It's all prognostication. This is where the media, traditional, they get their rocks off. They get to go crazy because it's not about schematics. It's not about X's and O's. Y'all know the basis of the platform. So I got to sit here and talk instead of looking at film and guessing and all this other stuff, instead of getting to the gritty. And I told y'all the more we get away from film, the more we start the underwear Olympics and, you know what I'm saying, in lion season, the weirder this thing can get. And you know what I'm saying? That probably prediction came true. B Stokes, I like this, right? He said Justin got the best deal, goes to a franchise that have been competitive since the 70s. The Bears have great players, but Super Bowl era, they are trash. Outside 85, we are the Browns. I hate to see and admit to that. Shout out to one of my mods, Michael Aberhart. Sad that another GM gives in to the whims of the local media. There's another angle, man, in this whole conversation. I had my rant about CHGO. I'm going ahead and put it out there. My rant earlier was about Adam Hogue. Because, you know, I'm put it out there. Love Braggs. Love Nick. Those are my guys. By the way, man, I'm gonna go ahead and break it right now. Breaking news. Where the alarm? What is music? We're gonna have Lawrence Holmes on the show. Love Lawrence. Lawrence gonna be on next month. I don't not like the other guys, man, but I don't like mind fuckery, if you will. I don't like playing with, you know what I'm saying? I don't like people making me feel like I'm stupid. You know what I'm saying? There's a way to cover. There's a way to cover the Bears without, um, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a way to do it without demeaning other people, the fan base, man. So yeah, I'm gonna let that ride. That's just cooking my grits a little bit. It's still fresh, man. Because I almost had a rant, I almost had a tweet rant that probably went down in the epic history of tweet rants. But I chose to restrain myself. This is a new face, so I'm gonna get him in here. Philip, next QB will be brought in much better position to succeed. Absolutely, it better be. He's already in a better position to succeed. But the other part is, how confident are you guys about this roster? It's still like it's a better situation, but it's still, I ain't even gonna lie, it's still mid as F. It's still mid as F. All right, I'll give you this. Compare this roster to like a Jay Cutler era roster where we had Alshon Jeffries, we had Brandon Marshall, and we had Jay Cutler on the same, and I believe at that time we had Matt Forte in the same backfield. Compare this roster to when we had people that like that roster. If I'm not mistaken, those guys played at the same time on the field at the same time. Compare this roster compared to that. This is not better than that, in my opinion. It's a better situation than Justin had. It's a better situation than perhaps Mitch. But is it a better situation than Mitch? We had weapons. We didn't have like big names with Mitch. We had a running back duo. We had stars a little bit ish. Trying to think of who was. Oh, we had Allen Robinson at the time. We had probably not as good as receiving core, but the Matt Nagy 2018 run was pretty decent ish. But it definitely is not better than Jay Cutler, Alshon Jeffrey, Brandon Marshall, Matt Forte. Talent-wise, like this is not the nastiest offensive roster we had. And that defense, we're not even gonna talk about that. This is come on, man. This is I. This is I. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen is a top producer, an aging top producer, but I'm not gonna take his production away from him. But I'm gonna tell you, this offensive line, yeah, it's still now. If they get JPJ at center, then I'm gonna be like, okay, we can do some things. If they draft Brian Thomas Jr., or if they draft I'm not a big Adunze guy. Said that last night. Just not over the moon about the dude. I like the LSU receivers better than I do Adunze. I like Neighbors. They get Neighbors or Brian Thomas Jr. I'm okay. I'll be like, okay, now we got something. It depends how we finish off these 4 picks, man. Like, I'm not all the way in. Rich 14U says, be definitely look out for JF1. Be definitely look. Yeah, man. It's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna keep watching the kid, bro. Rock Davis in the building. I'm gonna go faster. Yo, Coach T, this is what I don't stand. If I'm going to do right by Justin, I know I'm going to trade him. Why would I hold on to the tone teams NFC wanted them? Only Ryan Poles knows, bro. I'll ask him. When I get in the press room, I'll ask him for you. How about that? Keep supporting the channel. Get me in the press room. I'm gonna ask him for you. LA Cheatham in a long time no see, my guy. Gee whiz, where you been? If the Bears draft Caleb Williams at 6'2", 215, I'm not sold on a small Kobe. I'm leaning towards suspending my Bears fandom for 2 years with the option for bro, this is funny. Buddy said, I'm gonna suspend my Bears fandom for 2 years with the option for a third. I'm not getting my hopes up, bro. Oh my God, man. Comment of the night, bro. I gotta drop a bomb on it. That is funny. That is hilarious. He said with the option of the third year. That is crazy work, bro. That is funny as heck. Oh man, that is wild. That is wild. That is wild. I know, Yada. I can't get in Yada. I can't get into it with you today. I can't get into it with you today. All right, yeah. Who I'm trying to get some fresh names in here, man. I'm trying to get some fresh names. I'm trying to get some fresh names in here. Some fresh names in here. Love all y'all. Appreciate all y'all supporting the channel, man. Douglas Key Jr. That's a fresh name here. I hope Caleb's that guy from the jump, cause this city, man. Listen, absolutely, man. This is why I going against my better logic and starting a whole nother war, which I started to do 2 weeks ago, but I was just like, bro, I just don't feel like I don't have the energy going back and forth with these dudes and really explaining them that Jaden Daniels is going to be that dude. And why doesn't he get the respect as a Heisman Trophy winner? We have not talked about this. Let me ask y'all a question, bro. Why is Drake May part of the conversation? Why is JJ McCarthy part of the conversation? Why is I understand Penix because and JJ because they were in the playoffs and we got to see them play at a high level in the tournament. Why is Drake May part of the conversation above Jaden Daniels, who won the Heisman in the SEC, that has set records, passing records in college football, like broke the dude had. Let me see, bro. This is ridiculous, man. This is what I don't understand. Why is this dude getting so much disrespect? And I'm not a big stats dude, like just hanging my takes strictly on stats. But why is this dude not getting the respect and love that he deserves, man? This dude set records for rushing and passing in a season, right? In the season. Let me get y'all the numbers real fast, right? I want to get this right because this is crazy to me. So 2023, he throws for 3,800 yards, 38-12, right? The completion percentage is 72%. And this is what I'm saying. This is the part, man, I don't want to start this right now, but I'm gonna get into it anyway. Dude is 6'4", 210 pounds, right? Let's talk about everything they say about Drake May. This is a Drake May versus Jaden Daniels conversation. Because somebody came in spaces last night, was like, why isn't Drake May QB2? 6'4", 210 pounds, LSU, pro style offense, full progression reads, right? At a 90% clip, throws for over 3,800 yards. Listen, peep this. Completion percentage, 72.2% completion. New England is waiting, begging for this dude to fall in this draft. They're saying, please not talk about him because we're going to draft this dude. He's going to come to this team. We're going to put him with a good offense staff, and we're going to take over the league again. And year after year after year, we're going to have to sit and watch the New England Patriots play in the goddamn Super Bowl year after year again under a different head coach, as if we didn't get sick of that shit watching it with Tom Brady year after year. Sorry, I'm passionate about it. I don't like them jokers. Rushing yards. Y'all got to see. He ran for over 1,000 yards and threw for over 3,800 with a 72% completion percentage. It was, I wanted to see the exact number. I know it was over 1,000 yards. Over 3,800, over 1,000 yards. 40 touchdowns and 4 interceptions with a 72% completion in the NFL offense. This is not Lincoln Riley, Cliff Kingsbury's offense. It's not the grade school offense. It's not a middle school offense. It's the real deal. But we talk about Drake May, bro. This is not Caleb Williams versus. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. This is Drake May versus Jaden Daniels. What are we doing? He won the Heisman. What are we doing? What did Drake May win? That's crazy. Tim Bears, my guy, my ex-teammate, always hit me up on X. Shout out to you, man. First time I'm seeing you in here for a minute. Maybe I'm just high. And I'm talking about high like sleepy. Assuming Caleb has all the requisite talent, seeing player response, do you think he will be able to be enough of a leader for this team, the franchise? That's the part, guys. This is no disrespect to Tim, and Tim hang out all the time in X Twitter exchange. There's no disrespect, y'all. This is the stuff that I stay away from because I'm not. Listen, this is why y'all got to get me. This is why y'all got to get my numbers up, because when I get in the building, I'll be able to answer stuff like this. If I get in the building, I'll be able to tell y'all stuff like this. Because, hey, former military guy, senior leader in military, I can pick up on leadership cues and interactions and nonverbals and body language and all that other stuff a mile away. I don't know this dude. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I like nice stuff too. I got nice things. You know what I'm saying? I don't paint my fingernails. I don't wear dresses, but I don't care about that stuff, right? I got nice things. He drives a Ferrari or whatever that thing he drives, a red sport car. I like nice stuff. I don't have a dog that I cuddle with at night, but you know what I'm saying? I got a pretty wife I cuddle with at night. That's another program. That's my other podcast. Man, I don't know this dude, bro. I don't, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna find out though, because here's the thing that we're not talking about. Tevin Jenkins tweeted yesterday. Glad you said that, because it gets me to talk about this, because I thumbnailed it, I bookmarked it. Tevin Jenkins tweeted yesterday a few times. GIFs, geefies, or whatever you call them. His disappointment with this move. Jaquan Brisker tweeted a few times yesterday his disappointment with this move. We're going to find out, because assuming you're just going to be handed the reins of his locker room as the de facto leader of this locker room is not how locker rooms work. It ain't happening. You're going to have to work your ass off. You're going to have to be the guy. You're going to have to be the first guy to come in, last guy to leave. You're going to have to be a Hallis Hall rat to earn these dudes respect, because let's face it, let's be honest about it. Justin Fields has set the bar high. He set the bar super high in terms of conducting yourself in the city, conducting yourself with, I ain't going to say with the media, because I think personality-wise, he kind of dry, which I think fits Chicago. I don't know why people were complaining about Justin Fields' personality, because y'all motherfuckers is dry as they come personality-wise. I'm married to a West Sider, Chicago, and you know what I'm saying? So I don't know why people weren't so, but back to that. He has huge shoes to fill as far as the man. Caleb Williams has huge shoes to fill. That's undeniable. But as far as his teammates, it's not a given. He better come in there and work his ass off. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Y'all making me work today. How far are we in? Oh man, almost 2 hours. We got to get y'all out of here. Let's go. All right, man. I'm finna slide to it. Let's get to it, man. I appreciate y'all. Do me a favor, run those super chats up. Greggy in the building. Berlismo in the house, man. Shout out to Berlismo. What we doing for the draft, Berlismo? I know you're gonna be on somebody's network. Fleck Diggs in the building. Loving all y'all. Baki in the building. What up, Bak? Yeah. Justin, I gotta put this out here too, man, because somebody tried to say, oh, I went at Greg yesterday because Greg was trying to be one-sided about, and we had friendly banter about it, but he's trying to be one-sided about the toxicity of the whole debates and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? The busting. This is the one that bothers me most, man. The Justin Sexuals thing, man. I don't play with stuff like that. What are we doing? Like, I had to actually go into the configuration for the channel and actually exclude that word where you can't even type. Y'all can try it. Well, actually, you got away with it. You probably got away with it because you put it in quotes. But anyway, I had to try to ban that word from being used in the chat. It's just so annoying. It's such a weird insult, right? Why do you default to implying alternative lifestyles as an insult? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're weird. Okay, my guy. All right, cool, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm trying to slide to the back with y'all typing up so fast. Sophisticated thoughts in the building. Man, I'm trying to show everybody love, man. Trying to show every love. Listen, this is what I want y'all to do, man. This is what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to begin the process of transition. I want y'all to do Coach T a favor. I want y'all to hang out. Let's see what happens. Manage your expectations. Let's give a kid a shot. Let's give a kid a shot. Let's not make the disappointment. Let's not take the disappointment of Justin Fields out on Caleb Williams. Right? Let's not do that to the kid. I don't want to do that. I don't want to create a toxic culture or be an agent of toxicity for Bears fandom on the fact that it didn't go our way. That's been a little bit spoiled to me. But I'll say this. I think it's fair to have fair criticism and analysis and stuff like that of the situation moving forward based off of the leverage created on this decision. But let's try to bring it back together. It ain't gonna happen instantly, but I get it. I'm trying to get to the bottom, man. Y'all running the chats up, bro. This is a good problem. I bet Caleb hold out over a contract. Man, I'm behind. All right, I'm gonna go to the bottom and flex my way back up. Dang it. Y'all too efficient, man. Jeez. Look, I can't keep up. All right, let me get to me. Dang it. Man, y'all creating good problems for me. Leonidas in the building. I know. It wasn't a bust. Knock it off, bro. Knock it off. Busts are normally associated with high-level interceptions and stuff like that. We never saw Justin go out and stink up an interception game, throwing it to the other team and all that other stuff. He had a fumble problem, not throwing it to the other team. That's where it gets disingenuous, man. I gotta speak up. All right, cool, man. I'm gonna give y'all what y'all looking for. So y'all know what's next, man. We got to do it. I got to do it.
Anything is possible. Got feelings in my cup. I see everything in double. Got 2 blunts, I'm rolling up. I've been walking in a circle, no expression. Now I'm stuck. 34 decline, cough like Giannis chasing bucks. Anything is possible. Got feelings in my cup. I see everything in double.
Stickers down manually. Dang, man. Make a brother work. Listen, so the drunk uncle, man, for today's show, man. I'm going to hold it for the fan base. I'm going to hold it for all the Justin Fields supporters and nation. You know what I'm saying? It didn't come out our way. And we okay with that, man. Like, that's life. You know what I'm saying? It always don't go your way. We're not going to act like this wasn't a big decision, a big surprise. It was 100% that we knew this was going to be the outcome. So, like I said, man, if you on your victory lap tour, man, just enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Do it tastefully and all that other stuff. And let's see what happens. Because here's the thing that nobody wants to discuss. We ain't won shit yet. Y'all won the argument. Y'all won the debate. But we ain't won nothing yet. We ain't won a game. We ain't won a division. We ain't won a playoff game. We ain't won a Super Bowl. We ain't won a goddamn thing. We ain't. So what are we victory lapping off of? What are we really celebrating? It still got to manifest on the field. We ain't got it. We ain't manifesting nothing yet. We ain't seen nothing yet. A lot of stuff got to be proven. There's a whole new offense, practically, except the run game. A little bit. But you know what I'm saying? Just be careful, man. Be careful. We want to win. We want to win. I'll hold a drunk uncle for the whole group. Give it to me. I'll hold it. I got broad shoulders. You know what I'm saying? I've been getting in the gym. You know what I'm saying? We might be perceived. We might be perceived, but the goal is not to have the best quarterback in the league. The goal is to win a damn Super Bowl, to win a division. Unless you you want to win your fantasy league, which I think that's most of y'all that tank the fan base anyway. Y'all tank the stats. Y'all stat boys tank y'all tank football anyway. That's why I don't play fantasy football. Anyway, I had to put it out there. Shout out to y'all, man. Thanks for joining the program. Like I said, man, back Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, back 4 p.m. Central. On Thursday, man, we got your boy Greg Gabriel on the show. Hey, y'all, listen, don't be in my comments being disrespectful. I'm a 401, y'all, Greg. But you know, Greg a big boy. He can take a little bit of a beat down too. So but I like Greg, man. I like OG Greg. So Greg gonna join us in the building. And we're gonna see how it goes. But make no mistake about it. Don't get it twisted. The goal is the Super Bowl. It's Super Bowl or bust. We haven't won anything yet. Y'all won the debate, but we ain't won a game. That's gonna be the tweet. Let's go ahead and fire that one off right now. I'm gonna fire that one out now. You know what I'm saying? You know, y'all won the debate. Or Super Bowl. All right. Listen, y'all know what it is. Past, present, future. We bear down. Do me a favor, man. Do me a favor. You're in the chat. You like podcasts. If you like podcasts, you're on Apple Podcasts. I'm going to work on the Spotify one next weekend. But if you like podcasts, jump on over to Apple Podcasts. Search Chicago Bears 360 with Coach T. I'm going to be loading these episodes and future episodes up the day after I actually do the show here. So you'll be able to catch the podcast while you're riding to work, taking your road trip, working on your car, working out in the gym, whatever the case may be, you'll be able to do your thing. So do me a favor, go to Apple Podcasts. The link is actually in the description here to the actual show. If you click that link, go over there and subscribe to the podcast, Chicago Bears 360 with Coach T. What you talking about, Yada? Did you ask me a question? Yeah, Coach question, exclamation mark. What did you ask me? Yada, you got my attention. There's a smell. He said he gonna smell like I'm on in the comments. Man, y'all hey, y'all don't beat him down too fast. Listen, he said he sent me a super chat. All right, cool. Bro, I gotta get used to this platform. Oh, cool. My bad. See, I didn't even know that. I gotta get all right, cool. Arto said it's fair to have Burrow. Let me get the Yados first. So I appreciate your work, Coach T, but it's time to be Caleb fan. Daniel's year one. Wonder what did he do at Arizona State? Come on, man. What are you talking about? Okay. Yada wants to really have a personal debate before I get out of here. Yada, what did Caleb do in year two? He won the Heisman the previous year. He didn't do nothing year two. So is he not a 1 year wonder? He didn't go to the playoffs either years. He ain't playing any big games. He didn't beat any big competition. I told you we weren't going to have a Jaden Daniels versus Caleb debate, but you turned it into that. So what do you want to do? You want the smoke, buddy? Make my day. Nah, we not doing that. Caleb ain't won nothing, but Caleb's going to be my quarterback. So I'm going to take him over Jaden. But if I had to choose, if I was a GM, we might be talking a different story. I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to keep it a beam with you. Because y'all talk about reading defenses and all that other stuff and gets the ball out quick. Blah, blah. 3,800 yards, 72 points, over 1,000 yards. He's both. Talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it. Man, I didn't want to have that conversation. Why even do that? Arturo said, man, it's fair to have Burrow year 2 expectation of Caleb Williams is indeed generation. I agree with you holistically. Y'all don't start, you know what I'm saying, tighten your keisters up. By the way, Yada, you helped me right there in that little skirmish we just had because I didn't realize they kept on this platform. They keep the super chats in a different they keep it in a different on a different tab. A lot of stuff going on here. I need my producer to keep me out of trouble. But listen, y'all check in with us on Tuesday. Definitely check in with on Thursday with Greg. Y'all bring the smoke for him. Bring y'all questions for him. Bring your buddies that don't like him. Bring everybody. Let's turn it to a party, man. We're gonna do what he do. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Caleb stands. We still rock with y'all, man. Y'all like our crazy cousin that we put in the corner. You know what I'm saying? The holiday times that we ignore. Definitely the drunk uncles, but you know what I'm saying? We all family. So come hang out with us on Tuesday so we can do our thing. Do me a favor. It's gonna be always until now, man. It's past, present, and future. You know what I'm saying? Show some love today, man. You know what I'm saying? Go touch some grass. You know what I'm saying? Pop an edible, something. Do whatever you do. But it's past, present, future, man. We bear down and we're gonna catch y'all the next time. Peace. I gotta get out of here.